going to miss you, too. So the meeting is called to order. We have a quorum. And was the meeting properly posted?
Yes.
That's good. We're ready for the first item.
First item would be the minutes of the meeting of June 23rd, 2016.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Proceeding with number 2 on our meeting agenda, we have for License Commission ratification at the request of the licensee on July 8, 2016, the cancellation of special one-day licenses to sell, dispense malt beverages and wines only, which were approved on June 23, 2016. Tabitha Garnett, who is catering manager of the Aramac, had 3 applications. Licenses were approved, and for events that pertain to the UML Chemical Nuclear Institute Summer Conference.
Anybody have any views?
Move for ratification.
And we have a second from Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes.
Proceeding with number 3, we have applications for special one-day licenses to sell, dispense malt beverages and wines only, or either one. Is Charlotte Parnesian here? Okay. I will proceed with the other individuals who have applied, and if they would come to the podium after I announce their name. Manuel Silva of the Portuguese American Civic League for the parking lot of the club at 512 Central Street for an event picnic Saturday, July 30th, 2016 from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Tabitha Garnett, catering manager of Aramac, for the Allen House event, the band camp 20th anniversary, Saturday, July 23rd, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mark Claremont for a wedding fundraiser at the Onyx Room in Western Ave at 122 Western Ave, Saturday, August 13th, from 2 p.m. to 12 midnight. Penny Hammergas of the Worthen Cafe has scheduled for her enclosed parking lot at 152 Worthen Street in celebration of the Folk Festival for Friday, July 29th and Saturday, July 30th. The hours would be 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. each night. David Cruz of the All-Star Lounge has requested a one-day license for an enclosed outdoor area adjacent to his business at 177 Merrimack Street during the Lowell Folk Festival, Saturday, July 30th, 12 noon to 12 midnight, and also for Sunday, July 31st, from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Joel Asadorian, Mill City Suds, has requested one-day licenses for an enclosed area in front of the establishment at 76 Merrimack Street for Friday, July 29th from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, Saturday, July 30th from 12 noon to 12 midnight, and Sunday, July 31st from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Anthony Contarino of Tremonte Restaurant has applied for special one-day licenses for an enclosed outdoor area adjacent to his sidewalk seating area at 44 Palmer Street for Friday, July 29th from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, Saturday, July 30th from 12 noon to 12 midnight, and Sunday, July 31st from 12 noon to 6 p.m. He is being represented by Reed Enos. In addition, we have Peter Yoon of the 1981 Raymond Bar. He's also requesting special one-day licenses for an enclosed outdoor area adjacent to his restaurant at 129 Merrimack Street during the Folk Festival, starting with Friday, July 29th from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, Saturday, July 30th from 12 noon to 12 midnight, and Sunday, July 31st, 12 noon to 6 p.m. That is the completion of the one-day license applicants.
Would each of you please approach the podium and clearly state your name and address?
177 West Meadow Road, Lowell, Mass.
Thank you.
Tabitha Garnett, the Allen House, 2 Solomon Way.
Mark Claremont, the Onyx Room at Western Ave Studios.
Penny Hammergas, Worthen House Cafe, 152 Worthen Street.
David Cruz, All-Star Lounge, 177 Merrimack Street.
Joel Asadorian, Mill City Suds, 78 Merrimack Street.
Reed Enos, 44 Palmer Street for Tremonte Pizzeria.
Mr. Chairman, I believe we have one more person in addition to Peter. Go ahead, Peter.
Peter Wynn, 129 Merrimack Street.
Okay,
Charlotte is here.
Mr. Nguyen, do you want to read Charlotte's
Charlotte
application?
Parnesian of the Party Connection for an event at UTEC at 35 Warren Street for E for All Lowell Lawrence Gala fundraiser at the UTEC Center Thursday, September 29th from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m.
We have to read it into the record. Yes, now, please, your name and address.
Charlotte Parnagian, 51 Railroad Street, Methuen, Mass.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone who has not had a license amongst all of you? You've all had a license? There we go. Do you have any questions for us about this? No? Yes, sir.
I have a question for the deputy. For the establishments downtown that are going to be open for the three nights, are they serving up till midnight, or is there a regulation set forth?
I believe the hours of operation are going to be until midnight for any additional area that is given for a one-day license for the beer and wine. And then if the establishment already has sidewalk seating, after that, I assume they can move back to their established sidewalk areas for the duration.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner McCarthy, if I may just add to what Deputy Superintendent Webb has stated, dealing with the Special Events Coordinator, Henry Marchand, what it will mean is that for those that have the extended seating areas, which will be basically on Merrimack Street when it's closed to traffic, they're to stop serving alcohol in those extended areas at 11 p.m. They will be allowed to allow their patrons who are in that special area to continue remaining there, finish up their drinks. But as the deputy has just noted, at 12 midnight, all activity in the extended areas will have stopped.
Are they aware of that?
I believe they've been told it's been in the instructions that were made available by Mr. Marchand to these applicants. It's over a month ago, actually in May. And it's been working with several commanding officers in the police department who are directly involved with the downtown folk festival activity to monitor the pedestrian walkways.
Thank you, Ryan.
Does the license reflect this 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock gap?
The legal time is 12 midnight.
Yes.
Each license, it could be noted that the 11 p.m. curfew will take effect as far as the sale and the cease of sale and service at 11 p.m. But there have been the instructions that were made available to the business owners approximately 2 months ago spell that out, and I can make a note of that on each license.
Thank you.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Approved. Thank you all very much, and good
luck.
luck.
Good luck.
For those of you who have application permits, please stand by. Starting with number 4, we have the application for special event permits for amplification of sound for outdoor public entertainment. Starting with Nick Petrakis of the Blue Shamrock for the sound system for live music, DJ, and radio during the months of July through September. Alan Kaplan, the Middle Street Village, the Village Smokehouse, 9298 Middle Street. He's looking for a sound system for band and disc jockey during the Lowell Folk Festival for Friday, July 29th, Saturday, July 30th, and Sunday, July 31st. Penny Hammergas of the Worthing Cafe is looking for a sound system amplification through the months of July, August, September for the patio alley at 141 Worthing Street. Penny is also applying for a sound system for band or disc jockey for the Lowell Folk Festival for the 3-day weekend, in which she'll have the enclosed parking area at 152 Worthing Street. Ronald B. Carrigan here. Joel Asadorian of Mill City Suds sound system for band and disc jockey for the Lowell Folk Festival in the extended seating area for July 29th, Saturday, July 30th, and July 31st. He's also got the sidewalk seating area as well. Yazbel Mansella, the Galleria Cafe, sound system for music for the Lowell Folk Festival, Friday, July 29th, Saturday, July 30th, and Sunday, July 31st. She is being represented by her daughter, Ariana. This is the sidewalk area in front of 366 Merrimack Street. Manuel Silva of the Portuguese American Civic League for the members' picnic, for disc jockey with sound system for Saturday, July 30th, from 12 noon to 6 p.m. The parking lot of the club at 512 Central Street. Suzanne Cromwell of the Lowell Film Collaborative, outdoor movie screening, National Night Out at the Maury School, Tuesday, August 2nd, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Maury Elementary School at 114 Pine Street. Mary Hart, downtown Lowell, first Thursday, Arts League of Lowell, DJ music for first Thursday, August 4th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Market Mills Courtyard, Lowell National Historical Park. And this William Taylor, the Superintendent of Police, has filed 6 applications for amplification of sound in conjunction with a movie showing Zootopia, and this is for the summer movie night, and Deputy Superintendent Jack Webb is representing the superintendent, starting with Wednesday, July 3rd, 20th, from 7 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. at the St. Louis School, 77 Beauvais Street, Tuesday, August 9th, 7 p.m. to 10:15 at the South Common, and Monday, August 22nd, 7 p.m. to 10:15 at the Stoklosa School Field. Now, each of those venues, if they should have a rain, cancels that scheduled date, will have a rain date which would follow the following day, so that at the St. Louis School, the rain date would be July 21st. At the South Common, the rain date would be August 10th, and the Stoklosa School Field would be a rain date of August 23rd. And that concludes the amplification applications.
I'd like to take Deputy Superintendent Jack Webb first, if you'll give us your name and address.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jonathan Webb from the Lowell Police Department, 50 Arcan Drive, representing Superintendent Taylor.
Thank you. Now, if you'll join us back here in case we have any questions for you about sound. The rest of you, please introduce yourselves in whatever order you'd like.
Nick Petrakis, Blue Shamrock, 105 Market Street.
Alan Kaplan, 98 Middle Street.
Manuel Silva, Portuguese American Civic League, 512 Central Street.
Penny Hamurgas, Worthen House Cafe, 152 Worthen Street.
Mary Hart, downtown Lowell, first Thursdays, 200 Market Street.
Ariana Baracerte, 366 Merrimack Street.
Thank you.
Who's representing?
Joel Asadorian, Mill City Suds, 78 Merrimack Street.
Suzanne Cromwell, the Lowell Film Collaborative. I'm at 119 Thoreau Way in Lawrence.
Okay. I think we have everybody. You all understand our primary, whoops.
I'm looking for this gentleman here.
I don't think Mr. Carrigan has showed, has he? Mr. Carrigan? Nope. Mr. Carrigan is not here, so we will not vote on his position. Anyway, the issue, of course, is noise and sound, and I hope you've all read the city's regulation on sound, that there are limits. The police will check. If it wakes up Mr. McCarthy up in the Belvedere, he'll let me know. So
The only way I'll wake up is if Nick sings.
that could be a
If
problem.
Nicky sings, we're in deep trouble.
So is there anyone who has not had this license before? Okay. You understand what it entails? Have you talked to anybody about it?
Sure. We're working with the National Park. We're doing our event on their courtyard. So I've been talking to John about the details.
Yeah, well, although police can't protect you from one of our policemen with a device for checking the sound, but yes, that's good. I like to see that. All right, anybody have any questions?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so it was all approved except for Mr. Carrigan. Thank you all very much.
Have fun.
Whoops, we have someone?
Sorry, I'm Charlotte Parnagian, I was in the last group.
You heard about the problem in East, didn't you?
Vote to what?
Yeah, I did.
Vote to what?
Commission now proceed with the number 5 on our meeting agenda, which are the applications for sidewalk stand license. Starting with Isabel Mansilla, doing business as the Galleria Cafe at 366 Merrimack Street for the Folk Festival weekend, July 29th, July 30th, July 31st. Ariana is her representative. Jeremy McKenna of the Persona at 57 Market Street for the Folk Festival weekend, July 29th, July 30th, July 31st. Is Samantha Kale here? Okay. Minna Rizkala, president of the Market Street Market, Cyrus Enterprises, Inc., 95 Market Street for the Folk Festival weekend, July 29th, July 30th, July 31st. Jeff Engel of the Lowell Galleria at 219 Central Street, a seasonal permit for April through to October 2016. Tanya Anyala, the branch manager of the Wicked Staffing Solutions, 45 Middle Street, for the Folk Festival weekend, July 29th, July 30th, July 31st. Kevin C. Meager of Century 21 North Shore, 262 Merrimack Street, July 29th, July 30th, July 31st. Nadia De Lima of Happy Event Decor at 66 Merrimack Street, seasonal permit for April to October. That is the applications for a sidewalk stand license.
And if you all come forward and clearly state your name and address, please.
Tanya Ayala, Wicked Staffing Solutions, 45 Middle Street.
Thank you.
Jeremy McKenna for Persona, 51 Market Street.
Ariana Barazarte, 366 Merrimack Street.
Nadia Lima, I have decorations on 66 Merrimack Street.
Kevin C. Marr of Century 21 North Shore, 262 Merrimack Street.
Vinar Scala, 95 Market Street Market.
Jeff Engel, 219 Central Street.
Okay. All for sidewalk stands. Go ahead.
I would move approval of everyone except for Samantha Kale of Hypertext. That's the person that isn't in attendance, correct? They are not in attendance, correct?
Yeah, Samantha didn't
Okay.
appear. I called and requested, I spoke with her sister. She was going to supposedly convey the message.
Okay.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Good luck. You're
Have
welcome.
fun.
I'll be mailing out licenses to each and every one of you.
As long as we're here, Mr. Nguyen, we've now had 3 no-shows, some of which are for the Folk Festival. Will we have another meeting before the Folk Festival?
We're scheduled to meet again Thursday, July 28th. This is the day before the start of the Folk Festival.
That'll give us sufficient time then.
Certainly, it will give time to act, provided the applicants do
Yes.
come to the meeting.
Okay, then.
I'll remind them if they wish to come.
That's good. Thank you.
Okay, proceeding with number 6.
I was going to say, some people are still waiting. if we've approved all of your licenses, and you're not interested in watching it to the very bitter end, you can leave now. You don't have to stay to the end. If you're staying for a license, that's fine.
Proceeding with number 6 on our meeting agenda, we have an application by a corporation known as Platinum Cars, Inc., Joan M. Figueroa, president of the corporation, for a secondhand motor vehicles license, Class 2 used car dealer for premises at 1582 Middlesex Street. This being an open lot approximately 7,400 square feet, a 2-story commercial office building. Presently, the licensee is Smith Kids LLC, Phil Smith, manager, and holds that license number 751-B.
Good evening. My clients are here. My name's Attorney Philip Nyman, and I'm representing the Platinum Cars, Inc. To my left is Mr. Figueroa. He's the president of the corporation. And to my other right, I guess that was my left, it's Mr. Bales, Bruno Sales, and both of them are partners in the corporation. They're going to be taking, we were here last October when Phil Smith came in making an application for this piece of property. A license was awarded. It came out sometime in December. Mr. Smith, because of the winter and whatever, didn't get as involved in it perhaps as he had anticipated. He has known these two gentlemen who have been in the car business for about 15 years through business relations, through going to auctions, buying and selling, to conferences, and they have struck a deal where they will lease the property on Middlesex Street, 1582 at 7,400 square feet. It's a used car lot. It'll have approximately, I believe it's 20, a license for 20 automobiles. It's either 20 or 22. And hopefully they'll be taking over as soon as you people hopefully will grant the license. They're experienced. They all have been working. They're both born out of this country. They moved into the country. Mr. Figueroa is married with 3 children. He lives in Lynn. His brother-in-law is married. He lives in the greater Lynn area. And they've been in the car business for 15 years. They know the used car business. They are familiar with Lowell. They have, through industry conferences and car transactions, they are high quality, knowledgeable real estate people. It'll be the 2 of them who are running it. They won't have any employees. On their own, they've met with the neighbors, and they've had conferences with the neighbors and have found out what the neighbors are concerned about. You may recall at one time they were concerned about snow and snow removal. These gentlemen have met with them, and everybody seems happy. They've started to do some landscaping. They've started to do some planting. The signs have been put up by Mr. Smith and were approved. And they have financing. They have a lease for, I believe it's 4 years from Mr. Smith, with options for 2 additional 4-year periods. And they respectfully would like to have you grant the license. Mr. Smith is prepared to be in tomorrow and turn in the license that he has, should you grant us the honor of an approval. Are there any other things that we've given you the lease? We have the surety bond. The plans has been given. Everything that Mr. Smith had done and that you approved in November is within the file and is all with you. They're here, and if there's any inquiry, and I'd like you to please bring it out right now.
Is everything in, Ryan? Everything's okay?
Any other questions?
No.
I would move approval.
Move approval.
Second.
No questions.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations to you, Mr. Figueroa.
Best
Good
of
luck.
luck.
It turns out Ryan has never lived in Los Angeles, where Figueroa is an important street.
I get it all the time.
I just want you to add that because of their background in South America, they're incredibly moving closely within the greater Lowell community and have started to get involved with companies and with businesses and are getting involved. They're even aware of the folk festival, but there won't be a folk festival liquor license granted.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Commissioner will proceed with number 7 on our meeting agenda.
Okay.
Public hearing on the application by the corporation known as Lowell Steakhouse, Inc., to do business as Bob's Bar and Grill, Robes Barboza, President, for an all-alcoholic beverages restaurant license for premises at 490 Central Street, 2 floors and a basement of a 2-story building, approximately 5,583 square feet. The basement is approximately 1,535 square feet for storage. The first floor is approximately 2,000 square feet, which will include a dining area, a bar, bathrooms, kitchen area, 1 entrance, and 3 exits. The second floor will have approximately 22,000 square feet. That will include a function hall, a kitchen, bathrooms, bar area. It is requested that Robes Barboza be approved as the manager of record for Lowell Steakhouse, Inc. And Lowell Steakhouse, Inc. has applied for filed applications for license for common vittler and for entertainment in a licensed restaurant for live music, disc jockey, jukebox, for the premises at 490 Central Street. This is a public hearing, Mr. Chairman, and abutters were to be notified by the applicant and any church, school, or hospital within 500 feet. In addition, this would be open for public comment.
Thank you very much. Please introduce yourselves.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Karen Simeo, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller. With me, I have Mr. Robes Barboza, who is, of course, the proposed owner, operator, and manager of record on the license before you this evening. Would you like me to proceed, Mr. Chairman?
I would.
By way of background, I believe that the board is very familiar with the location we're talking about, but for the public record, the location we're talking about was formerly the São Miguel restaurant. It was a Portuguese, Azorian-style restaurant located at the premises. while I believe that that operator had very good intentions, I think that perhaps the location of an Azorian restaurant in the middle of two very popular Portuguese clubs may not have been the best business decision, and as a result, the business did not flourish as he had anticipated. I believe that the last license that was issued was the 2014 license, in that he did not renew and closed the operation in 2015. He did not renew the license to package it as part of a sale because the licensing board had licenses available at the time, so there was really no value in doing so. He did put the real estate on the market, and that's how we ended up with this particular location. I would like to tell you a little bit about Mr. Robes before I proceed with the application and this particular location. Mr. Robes really, like so many people in the city of Lowell, having been born and raised here, it's one of the things that I love about the city and being from the city is that so many of us aren't truly from this city. Our roots are from many other places, and we really coexist in this city, and it's one of the things that makes it really special. Mr. Robes came to this country 30 years ago and was really raised in the city of Lowell. He, 10 years ago, was relocated for work to Florida and was pretty anxious to come back. And he is now back and is currently living in Saugus, but actively seeking his home and primary residence for himself and his wife in Lowell, and is really excited to do what has always been their passion, because this is going to be a family affair, which is being in the restaurant business. Mr. Robes has over 10 years of experience working in the industry, and specifically with the Bertucci's franchise, which is a very reputable franchise. He had to deviate from that for a period of time to make some more tangible financial decisions for himself and his family, and is excited to get back into the restaurant business. And so his experience in the industry and certainly his dedication to the city of Lowell, I think, are always two very nice components for people that appear before your board. In searching for a location and for his concept, Mr. Robes is Brazilian. He is a U.S. citizen, naturalized U.S. citizen, but originally from Brazil. He recognizes that another Brazilian steakhouse also isn't really the answer in a city that's as eclectic as ours is. So when you look at the menu, you'll see what it is that he would like to bring to, most importantly, the people living in this particular neighborhood, which we've seen transcend from when I was growing up to really that was the heart of the Portuguese community. And you've seen more and more Brazilians move into the area and people of Latin American descent. So I think that you'll see that reflected in the menu. One of the distinctions between this menu, the prior operator, and the existing locations in that area is also both the extent of the menu and the selections in that menu. All things that we think are recipes for success so that this operator can stay there for multiple years and not be sort of a changeover again in another couple of years. In researching locations, Mr. Robes wanted to invest in the city of Lowell. So he was really looking for a parcel of property that he could buy and also open a restaurant in. And that's exactly what this parcel offered. So he has in fact closed on the real estate. He's the current owner of that real estate and is looking forward to the investment in the city and hopes that he'll be able to use it as a restaurant as it was previously used. To talk a little bit about, and we talked about the concept and his experience, but this is a location, again, I think that when you look at the depth and breadth of the menu, it's a substantial kitchen staff that you're looking at here. So we're looking at creating 5 to 7 jobs in the kitchen, 4 jobs in the bar area, 7 to 10 wait staff, 2 dishwasher/cleaning staff. So it's really a commitment to, again, the neighborhood, which we expect to be the basis for employees and employment at this particular location, as well as the patrons. All of the staff will be trained in-house and tips trained. So there's going to be extensive training at this location, understanding the seriousness of alcohol service and food service, food safety, of course. Mr. Barboza, before he bought the real estate, made it a point to go, and this is separate and distinct from, I know all the abutter notices go out as required under Chapter 138, but he made it a point to go out and introduce himself to the people in the neighborhood, to find out what their opinion was, and he was met really with overwhelming support from those people who were excited to have not only the location activated again, but to have a different dining option in walking distance to their homes. And so we're really excited about all of that. I will note that the upstairs location is really intended for private functions on a day-to-day basis. It will be the first floor operation that would be the intent for lunch and dinner. And that upper level would be reserved really for dedicated private functions, which is where the entertainment component comes in for any of those private functions.
What about parking?
Great question. We continue to, the purchase of the property had to happen in a rather swift manner. Mr. Barboza has reached out, the prior operator, and if you look at the property, it was actually, the parking lot was fenced in adjacent to the property itself, so one would think that it was part and parcel of that property. It actually is not. It belongs to the property on the other side of the lot. And Mr. Barboza has reached out to the manager there to seek to make a similar arrangement to what the prior operator had. And the manager said he was reaching out to, the manager of the property certainly wasn't authorized to make that decision.
And where did Mr. Barboza work down in Florida?
Do you want to talk a little bit about what you were doing in Florida?
Sure. I worked for a supermarket in Florida. I had two homes in Lowell. My daughter today goes to high school in Lowell. That's the reason why we're trying to move in over here. She's 18 years old. She's still going to high school. But we moved to Florida because we had an opportunity to growth in Florida. So I had two homes in Lowell. I sold out, went to Florida. My wife loves Lowell because she's had the first Brazilian store, one of the first Brazilian store in Lowell, 1997. So then from that day, my son was born in Lowell, and we were trying our way back to Lowell. Finally, we came with this. We talked to some real estate broker. We came across to the building that was for sale. And it was also licensed to be a restaurant, which is, I worked all my life at Bertucci's and Grassfields in Andover. So if you see, my menu is almost based on what I know as restaurant.
But when you were, I think that the question was, when you went to Florida, what was you were not in the restaurant business in Florida. You went into the financial, why don't you talk a little bit about?
I went to a supermarket. From a supermarket, I went to a financial, work for a financial institution, which I learned how to work as a financial company. And I opened my own company, and I'm licensed from Florida to Massachusetts as a competitor with the Western Union. Everything Western Union does, I do. Same thing.
And what was the supermarket down in Florida?
I'm sorry?
What was the supermarket down in Florida?
When Katrina came in, it destroyed.
What was the name of it?
It was called Bay State Supermarket.
Oh. All right, so I looked at the menu, and my sense is that it's not just a Lusitanian, it's going to appeal to all of us?
Yes. That is
That's
the intent, Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
yes.
I defer to my colleagues. I just want to see if you want to.
Public hearing.
All right, now we have the public hearing. I'm interested, anybody who would like to speak in favor of this? In favor? In favor? Anyone opposed? 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 I'm closing the public hearing. What's the wish of the commission?
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Good luck.
Best
Thank
of
you
luck.
very much.
Thanks so much. Oh,
Before you leave,
Yes.
when are you going to open?
Good question.
I was waiting for you.
He has been anxiously waiting for this hearing to,
Well, I'm
to keep things
making a
moving.
little remodeling and to be a steakhouse because it was a little different. But then when, we'll say about 2 months maybe.
Looking forward.
And once the ABCC approves, council
Yes.
will just add, once the ABCC approves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Nope.
Commission will now proceed with number 8 on our meeting agenda, a public hearing on the application by a corporation known as RKRG Corp., doing business as Holly Crab. Ryan Kim is the president, for the transfer of the malt beverages and wines only restaurant license from Rising Sun Super Corporation, doing business as Maya Asian Cuisine. Wing Fang Z, president, for premises at 16 Merrimack Street, 1 floor with first floor dining, a service area, cooler, freezer area, office and storage. It is requested that Mayon Kim be approved as manager of record for RKRG Corp., and that RKRG has applied for a license for common victular for premises at 16 Merrimack Street. Commissioner Krieger, members of the commission, this application, there was a legal notice published in the Lowell Sun newspaper for public hearing. Publication was July 1st. It did not require the applicant to notify abutters.
So are you saying that they were required to and didn't, or you're
No,
just?
they're not required. State
Okay.
law did not require this type of transaction, which is a transfer for the same premises, that abutters be notified.
Okay, so we're all set with the legal notice and all.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Andrew Upton, representing the applicant. With me is Joe Kim, the proposed manager of record. Sitting over here is Rick Kim, who is the proposed chef for the restaurant. This is a proposal to take over the restaurant at 16 Merrimack, currently known as Maya. These gentlemen are the proprietors and operators of Holly Crab Boston, a Vietnamese boiled seafood style restaurant, which we will hand out a picture of exactly what that is, just in case anyone's not familiar. They have been operating this restaurant in the Alston section of Boston with a liquor license for about the past 6 months, and it has been a great success and is extraordinarily popular. And it turns out that a great volume of their customers, being from Southeast Asian communities, come from the Merrimack Valley. So they'd been talking with their customers about opening one nearer to where these people live, and the 16 Merrimack location came available, and that's the application we're presenting today. We believe the public need is demonstrated by the customer demand, and the character and fitness of the applicant should be clear from the papers, but I can tell you that Joe Kim is experienced in the service of food, the supervision and sale of alcohol. He's tips trained. He has a clean record. As I've described, this will be a restaurant with Massachusetts local ownership. It's not a chain. This is the second one. I can also tell you there is no bar or lounge area. Beer and wine is served as an amenity to the food. In the Boston location, food represents approximately 80% of the revenue. So it's not it's not the purpose of the restaurant. Many customers have requested beer and wine. This is a food that you eat in a communal fashion around the table. It's some of it is quite spicy. You eat it with your hands. It goes very well with beer and a glass of wine. The manager and all the staff will be tips trained. The average check price is relatively medium in the spectrum of restaurants, so it's not a cheap place for students or college people to hang out. It's not a dive bar. They don't serve any shots. They don't serve any pitchers. As you know, Merrimack Street is populated with numerous restaurants. There is currently a liquor license at this site and has been for some time. And I can tell you I had a brief conversation with Deputy Superintendent Webb about compliance and the issues that the city expects a licensee to pay attention to. And so that is the overview of what we're planning to do, and we're glad to answer any questions.
Are there any questions before we open the public hearing?
Do you serve alcohol in your first restaurant in Boston?
Yes, we do.
Is that just beer and wine also?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So it's time for the public hearing. All those who would like to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? That portion's closed. Those that want to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? That part is closed. So the public hearing is closed, and we're ready to see if anybody has any more questions. What's the wish of the commission?
I would move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? You've got the license?
Best of luck.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
All right, thank you very much.
And it's a nice introduction to downtown coming in from the east.
Move
Make a
to
motion
adjourn.
to adjourn?
I'd like some discussion of adjourning.
We just did.
Some of us will not be here next time.
It's true.
We'd like to express the thanks to the commission. I think Terry would join me in doing that.
I appreciate that. Thank
Miss
you.
her.
So on that, all in favor of adjournment, say aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting's adjourned.